off! There's a kid back there!
I'm in danger!
That game was, certainly something. As I said in the last video, I felt pretty confident UGA would win, but also that it'd be a decent game where TCU would backdoor cover the plus 14. It was certainly not that. UGA went up 10-0 before long, but TCU would come back and score with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter. They would not score again. It was 38-7 at halftime. But UGA didn't stop. They'd score 27 more points in the second half. I know I already used a Simpsons clip, but I believe that there is another sound clip that would work.
Stop! Stop! He's already dead!
I was really excited to watch this game. It became somewhat boring at halftime. Instead of rooting for a win, I was rooting for UGA to score 70 points. Then I was really excited to make a video on this game. Instead, now, I am struggling to find the words to describe this game. The game did in fact come down to UGA's 12 formation versus TCU's 3-3-5 defense. UGA's defense, as predicted, was stout, and the 12 formation, as expected, dominated TCU. TCU was going to have to either play really well on defense or make substantial adjustments. They did neither. UGA's run game was dominant, assisted by a great play-action pass facilitated by the nation's two top tight ends, Darnell Washington and Brock Bowers. And now Athens, Georgia can claim back-to-back national championships. Despite the lack of entertainment value the game produced, downtown Athens was full of excitement nonetheless. Pulling signs and trees out of the ground, climbing anything that looked even slightly climbable, and a huge mosh pit enveloped downtown Athens. UGA students and fans will forever be able to say that they were a part of, and therefore, the most dominant national championship win yet, and the beginning of a dynasty. But isn't that the strange thing? People are talking of a dynasty, not of celebrating the repeat. College football analysts, fans, and even UGA fans are looking forward to the next national championship game, not the one that just happened. Talks of a three-peat are rampant, and I am not fully inclined to disagree. Looking forward to UGA's future is an interesting aspect of the program. UGA lost so much last year. They lost 5 first-round picks and 15 players overall, the most ever to be drafted from a single team in a single draft. To put that into context, there are 22 starters in football. While not all those who were drafted started for UGA, if we were to say that the best 15 players of UGA were drafted, and that the 22 starters are usually the best players, they lost 68% of their best players. And yet they came back and won the national championship this year. This year, they are projected to lose 5 players to the first round again, and 12 to 15 players overall in the NFL draft. Extremely similar to last year. But also similar to last year, UGA has plenty of impactful freshmen and sophomores who are looking to step up. Malachi Starks, Branson Robinson, Javon Bullard, Michael Williams, and so many more are already making impactful plays and looking to play a bigger role. They are also bringing in the second best recruiting class, which is actually an improvement from last year by 1 spot. All of this is so extremely similar to last year that a three-peat seems inevitable. But there is a big difference from last year. UGA had a holdover from last year at the QB position, Stetson Bennett. Anyone, even UGA fans, will tell you that Stetson Bennett is not the best QB in college football or in the upcoming NFL draft. But he was a big contributor to the repeat. Having an already successful QB stay was an extremely important thing to repeat. That meant no new QB learning the playbook and building teammate trust. No new QB figuring out how to read a defense. No new QB dealing with the pressure of playing in the SEC and UGA. Now Stetson Bennett is leaving for the NFL draft. He will likely be one of the 12 to 15 UGA players picked in this draft. And this is where the Bulldogs may have a problem. It is undeniable that UGA has a stacked QB room, with 1 5-star recruit in Brock Vandergriff and 2 4-stars in Carson Beck and Gunnar Stockton. But Stetson Bennett was not a 5-star or a 4-star. let alone a 3-star. He was a 2-star. It's going to come down to finding a QB that Kirby Smart trusts and believes in. Running the UGA offense is not so much talent-based, but doing the minimum that is needed to succeed. Hero ball is definitely needed sometimes, and Stetson Bennett showed that, but it's also about being willing to hand off the ball, check down to the running back, and throw the screen pass. It is going to be tough to fill that role, and even tougher to gain Kirby Smart's trust. But the good thing is that Carson Beck was a 2020 recruit, Brock Vandagriff was a 2021 recruit, and Gunnar Stockton was a 2022 recruit. All of these guys, particularly Vandagriff and Beck, should know the playbook by now, and everything else they need to know as SEC practices are called the closest thing to NFL. It is going to be very hard to fill Stetson Bennett's shoes. This is where the big worry comes in for repeating. But these guys are capable. Vandagriff is a coach's son and has a number 1 overall pick kind of ceiling. However, coming out of high school, accuracy was a problem for him, and that's the most important thing for Kirby Smart, besides maybe leadership skills. Carson Beck is less like Stetson Bennett in athletic ability, but more accurate than Vandagriff. In my opinion, Vandagriff should start, but it wouldn't surprise me if none of these 3 guys started, and Kirby Smart somehow pulled a guy from Paris, France to start. All of this is to say, UGA has an extremely good chance of three-peating. I wouldn't worry about losing players to the draft. That is an extremely similar situation to last year. The QB situation, on the other hand, is something to worry about. UGA has all the talent to make it work, but will Kirby Smart and the team be able to do it? We won't know until many months from now. But in all this three-peat talk, let's make sure as UGA fans we appreciate the repeat, the great moments, the last pick of last year's national championship game to seal it, the first championship trophy ceremony in over 40 years, and of course, the mailman, Stetson Bennett, leading the back-to-back UGA national champions. This has been Peach State Sports, produced by Joseph Kopcha. Thanks for watching.